Sorry about that. Okay, back to what we need to do. Growing up, as I was growing up, I had to fight, I had to defend myself, I had to do everything myself. My parents did want me doing this because it involves repercussions. My mom didn't want me doing that because it would have got me into a bad situation with somebody, and I had limitations and boundaries that I exceeded and I crossed over to do what I had to do to get right. And if I didn't do right for myself, there was always an issue in front of me that I couldn't handle. I had a lot of issues with a lot of people over the years, and I've made enemies, I made friends, I made rivals and everything, and all I wanted to do was inflict pain on them. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. And quite frankly, I didn't care. I didn't care. I did what I want. I didn't give a crap. But then when I started getting older in my later teenage years, I still didn't care. I did what I wanted. I did as I pleased. I did as I pleased. And it got me in a lot of trouble growing up. Now being 26 years old, in my mid-20s, in very good shape, with the best shape of my entire life, working out for a purpose, doing right, not letting problems oversee what I really need to do. I'm a successful young man. I've exceeded everyone's expectations. Everyone was talking about how I didn't graduate, how I would not be able to graduate high school because of my temper. People said I couldn't. People said I'm scrawny and skinny, but each time I lift those weights, that skinny composure went out the door. I've gained muscle. I've gained weight. I put on the pounds. I put in a lot of time and effort into working out, into eating right. People got jealous of how I did. But the younger generation is starting to see what I can really do. These kids from the younger generation, they respect me. They look up to me and say, "Hey Marcus, how I do this? What should I do?" And I relate to every situation they've been through. As far as relationships, sports, life, God, Jesus Christ. One thing I tell everybody is that if you don't believe in yourself, you can't be successful. And what that means is you got to strive to do what's best for just you. This world in this type of setting is everyone's out for themselves. Hey, I'm doing the same thing. You can't trust anybody. 1 minute you're good, next minute you're fighting. You're on your own, fighting the world by yourself. It's you versus the world. But the question is, can you take on everyone in the world? You're gonna die trying. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things coming your way with life that would knock you down. But each time it knocks you down, you step back up. You elevate yourself to a higher level. You keep going up, and there's no ending. The only time it ends is when you pass away. You croak, you die, and that's it. You have to exceed the criticism, Satan's ways. You gotta believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you will never get far in life. And those of you that said they're helping you, they're only helping you to benefit themselves so they can screw you over, so they can have your success. But they're too darn lazy to do it on their own. And a lot of people that are affected by positivity, they can't handle it. They can't handle what you're feeling. They can't handle what good you're doing. They could not. The reason why they're doing this is because they don't believe in themselves, and they do as they please. They do. Trust me, I've been there. I've done it. I walked in the same shoes y'all did when I was like 9, 10 years old. I didn't know right from wrong. I grew up in a house where, my parents were really strict with me growing up. They still are. And I've had to tell them on various random occasions that, okay, I'm on my own, I'm fine. My mother always babied me because I was the youngest out of 4 brothers. And I had 2 sisters. And we picked on each other. My older brothers would call me, shorty. They'd pick on me. And it motivated me. I picked on them back. Now, I grew up with no older brother. My brother passed away about 12 years ago, January 24th. It was tough. I couldn't get over it. I lost a good side of me. And I go to his gravesite 3 days of the year, 3 times of the year. And every time I go there, I can feel him speaking to me. I go there and pay my respects. I do. I pay my respects, and most importantly, I tell him everything's fine. He looks down on me. He sends me signs where, okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you have to do. And he motivated me to get into working out. If it wasn't for my brother, I would not be touching weights. I wouldn't be doing push-ups. I wouldn't be doing back exercises. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing that. I would be sitting on my butt on that TV, in front of the TV screen, watching TV for most of the day and not getting up and doing nothing. My brother was in real good shape. He ate right. He ate better than I did. He didn't drink a whole lot. And, excuse me, sorry. My throat's dry a little bit. But, hold on a second. Now, if I was going on a date, Russell, this wouldn't be the time for that. My apologies. I had to get something to quench my thirst. I know I shouldn't be drinking these at the moment, though, but I don't care. But as I said before, you can't depend on anybody else to help you in life. Because all they're gonna do is help you, and then they help themselves by taking what you're fighting for or what you're competing for. They challenge you. They challenge you mentally. They challenge you emotionally, and what they try to do is jip you up for yourself. What's up, Andy? They eat you alive. They will do. They will do as they please to throw you off your perch. Trust me, it's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of my friends, and I tell them the same thing I tell the younger generation. I tell the younger generation, hey, don't let the insecurities of other people get to you. I've had to do the same thing. They ask me, how do you handle this? How do you handle that? I tell them the same thing I tell everyone else. Just do you. Don't worry about what other people are doing, because they're trying to distract you and they're trying to get you off your game so they can do the same thing you're doing, and they get away with it because you reacted. You gave in to what they need. They gave in to what they wanted from you. Take it from me. A lot of people thought I was gullible. That I would fall for anything. They thought I fell for anything. The one that falls for anything will never be able to stand on their own. They had to depend on what you're doing or what you're doing, and you're doing it better than them. They get mad and they get secretively jealous, and they go after what you're doing. They go off what you're doing and everything. They go off of what you're doing, and they want to know how you do it. You don't tell them the truth. You kind of have to spice it up a little bit. Change the tide, if you will. I don't think the younger generation really understands what respect is. They run their mouth. No one does anything to them. Because if you confront them about it, it makes you the bad guy. Which is as far as I'm concerned, is stupid. It's just sad. We got people dying, we got people getting shot, people getting stabbed, people getting, the worst of them being taken out of them. Because we live in such a screwed up world in this society. This society has changed for the worse. People are the main thing people are doing in this type of society is they're stressed. They're stressed with all the things coming about their lives that they can't handle on their own, so they pick on someone else to try to take that positivity from them, and they get sucked in. They get sucked in. They get sucked in. And in what the world wants them to do. I had this one saying I learned from a friend of mine. It goes, the world has teeth and they're sharper than yours, and the bite can be fatal. The world can suck you in like a vacuum cleaner. It could suck you into electrical sweeper, and they got you. They sucked you up, and then they're putting you in there until they decided to dump you out of there. That means they got the core of you. They got you. They can rule. They're in your head. I guess you could say they own you. But as far as you guys know, I disagree with that. You got to be able to do what's right even when no one's looking. You got to show them what you can do. Don't tell them. Show them. Don't talk, just do. You tell them what you're going to do, they're trying to get you to prove it. You gotta think outside the box. You gotta show yourself in a tougher manner of speaking so you can become right, and they get mad for what you're trying to do. They get jealous. They get pissed off. They want to be in your shoes. They want to be where you're standing at right now. Trust me. That's what the Satan is bringing out of those people. They want to see you fall. They want to see you slip on They want to see you slip on your ass, so they can pick up the pieces of you, so they can put themselves back together. Take it from somebody that was gullible and did everything he could to make everyone be pleased. I don't do that anymore. I do what's best for me and my family. We're going through some tough times right now because we just moved. And by all means, people are still trying to get at the fact that they want me down to the level. I exceed it. I don't worry about what people want me to do for them. That means that you turn into their, I'm not going to say what that word is, but it starts with a B. I'm doing respect. I'm showing a little respect because I got to be careful with what I say on here, and I got to make sure I stay in the right. Let's just say I got to earn back someone's respect. I'm not going to say the name of the individual. But anyway, they fall right on their butt. And they try to make you into their well and leave it at that. They want you to get sucked into what they want from you. They don't need, they want. That's what they expect. You're gullible, you fall for it the first time, you fall for it when you're even standing. You got to raise up. You got to rise above all the insecurities of the world. The world could suck you in just like that if you get distracted. If you get sidetracked. You got to think outside the box. You got to surprise them. You got to surprise, because if you don't surprise, they're going to expect you to do the same thing over and over and over, so they can get past you and they can go on to someone else. Godspeed, everybody.